Thanks for that introduction. As said, my name is Colin. I'm Head of Customer Support at Repricer Express, a repricing tool for Amazon sellers. Today, we're going to do a quick introduction to repricing software and how it can help you and your Amazon business. Now, just before we get started, if you do have any questions, as has been mentioned, we have got that question box, so go ahead and ask any questions there, and we're also going to do a quick Q&A at the end of the session. So go ahead and ask questions. The more the better. So let's start by getting a quick look at what we're going to cover today. In part one, we're going to discuss exactly what repricing software is, the types of sellers who use it and why, how the whole process on Amazon works, and how to win a share of the Amazon buy box. We'll then move into part two and start discussing a bit about Repricer Express and what it does, some of the bigger features it offers, and how repricing rules can be built and set up. We'll then finish up with our Q&A session as well as a special offer, but more on that later. So without further ado, let's get started. What is repricing? At its core, repricing is about controlling and optimizing your prices. This means moving your price up and down depending on a set of rules that you've set up in order for you always to be priced how you want against your competitors. Automatic repricing software such as Repricer Express can increase your sales, more importantly, increase your profits. Using a repricer gives you a 24/7 solution without you or one of your colleagues having to sit and watch your competitors and what they're doing with their pricing. Sounds good. But that's just for big sellers, right? Not just little sellers like me. Not at all. Repricing software is suitable for all sellers, those with only a handful of SKUs, as well as those with hundreds of thousands of SKUs. Our repricing engines and rules can be scaled to your needs. So, if you want a share of the Amazon buy box, save time, avoid the painful process of setting prices on all of your inventory time and time again, or just will find the idea of implementing prices on Amazon difficult, repricing software is for you. Someone once said, money can buy everything except time. But with Repricer Express, that's exactly what you're buying. With saving time, maximizing profits, and getting more sales, you truly can have your cake and eat it. So, how does this whole process work? The price change message is at the center of how repricing works. Every time a competitor changes their price on Amazon, they send us a notification with the details of who all your competitors are. Repricer Express will then apply your rule and update your price if necessary. Now you'll see here on the screen we've got a chart showing this whole process. So you just start where a price is changed on Amazon, and then it moves down, and Amazon sends us the notification. We'll apply your rule, see if a price needs changed, and if it does, we'll then perform our security checks, upload the price to Amazon where they'll perform their own security checks, and then your new price will go live on Amazon. And this whole process is running 24/7 every time anyone changes a price. So now, if you sell on Amazon, you will know that price, although important, isn't everything. Getting the buy box is the most effective way to kick off your sales. 82% of buyers will purchase from the buy box without even viewing who else is selling the product and what for. Therefore, by not having the buy box, you are potentially missing out on 82% of sales. With third-party sales hitting 2 billion units in 2014, I'll let you do the math. Price is only one factor that Amazon considers when awarding the buy box. There are many other factors you should be aware of in varying levels of importance. We're just going to take a quick look through them now. Fulfillment method is very important. Fulfillment on Amazon could be done in two ways, either through FBA, that's Amazon fulfilled, or MFN, that's merchant fulfilled. Basically, FBA is whenever you send your stuff to Amazon and they post it for you, or MFN where you post it yourself. Amazon do favor their own products and products that they fulfill over other sellers when awarding the buy box. Price is also very important. A common misconception is that a seller who has the lowest price will always win the buy box. Whilst having the lowest price will increase your chances of winning the buy box, it is only one criteria, even if it's an important one. Seller rating is also very important. The seller rating is the score given overall for a customer experience or your customer experience with your buyers. For every order that is fulfilled without any problem on Amazon, the seller gets 100 points. If Amazon considers it to be a perfect order, they give an additional 10 points. If your order is shipped late, Amazon deem this a minor issue and give you 0 points. Orders with negative feedback are deemed a major problem, resulting in minus 500 points to your seller account. So that has a big impact. Shipping time is also very important. The amount of time a seller takes to ship an item is known as the shipping time. This has a very high impact on getting the buy box. If someone is willing to ship the product the same day or the next day, they're much more likely to get the buy box than someone who says they're going to ship it in a week, 2 weeks, or even a month from now. The order deficit rate is also important. The order deficit rate consists of 3 different metrics: the negative feedback rating, A to Z guarantee claim rate, and service chargeback rate. In essence, this is the number of orders with deficits and issues versus the total number of orders that you've done. Your delivery history is also important. 3 different elements to the delivery are considered: on-time delivery, late shipment, and tracked delivery rate. Each element is considered on the basis of 7, 30, and 90 days. Your feedback score is also important. Feedback score is the total number of feedback the seller has received in the past 30, 90, or 365 days, with the most recent feedback giving the greatest impact. Customer response time is also important. Again, Amazon checks responses for the past 7, 30, and 90 days and compares them to competing sellers. It is considered that replying to a customer within 12 hours increases your chances of winning the buy box. Feedback count is also somewhat important. Feedback count is the total number of feedback that a seller has received. A higher feedback count can lead towards winning the buy box, while a new seller will have more difficulty securing it. Your inventory depth is also somewhat important. Amazon prefers sellers who have enough inventory to deal with the demand that the buy box will create. As a result, sellers with larger inventories, consistent sales, and good stock history have a higher chance of winning the buy box. Cancellation and refund rate is also somewhat important. The number of orders cancelled before being shipped by the seller and the number of orders refunded after being shipped make up your cancellation and refund rate. A rate higher than 2.5% could affect your chances of winning the buy box. These factors allow you to create pricing rules that best fit your business. A new account will need to beat a competitor's price by more to get the buy box, while a well-developed account will get away beating by less or even pricing above the cheapest seller. Knowing your metrics can help you develop rules that are the true game changer. Improving your other metrics will allow you to increase your prices and secure even higher profits. But before all that, just remember you have to have any chance of winning the buy box, you need to have a professional Amazon seller account. Your product must be in stock and of new condition, and you must have a competitive price, and that very much specifically is where Repricer Express comes in. If you match all these requirements and have a decent feedback rating in the category you're selling in, Amazon will make you a featured seller who is eligible for the buy box. So, now you know more about the buy box. What strategies can you employ to help secure it more often? Firstly, you need to know your account inside and out, your metrics, and your Amazon account status. By knowing your strengths and weaknesses of your account, you can better see how you will need to compete. By improving your metrics, you can improve your ability to secure the buy box and reduce how competitive you'll need to be to secure it. A stronger account will be able to get more profit per sale and hold on to the buy box for longer than a newer or weaker account. Pricing is the overriding factor. Any featured seller can get the buy box, even if there's a seller with better metrics and feedback, if the price is low enough compared to the competition. By knowing your metrics, you can better determine how much you need to beat a competitor by to secure the buy box. And every cent makes a difference to your bottom line. Now, let's chat about Repricer Express, what it is, and how it can help you with your repricing on Amazon. Repricer Express has been specifically designed with Amazon sellers in mind, utilizing over a decade of experience creating and managing software for online marketplaces. Repricer Express runs in the cloud, so you don't need to install any software or plugins. We're a trusted member of Amazon's technology partner network with thousands of happy customers. And most importantly, Repricer Express comes with a 15-day free trial, fully customizable, and has reporting features, allowing you to try before you buy. So let's take a look at a few more of the core features that Repricer Express offers. We support 8 marketplaces. That currently includes Amazon.com in Canada, but also UK, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Japan. We're also looking at implementing an eBay and Rakuten repricing tool in the future, although that's still pretty hush-hush at the moment, and I'm sure you guys can keep a secret, okay? With our super fast Microsoft Azure servers, we can also offer a stable but also super fast interface. Using our repricing rules, you can price the way you want, competing with different sellers in different ways, excluding sellers, protecting profit with our sleep mode feature, and much, much more. With our safe mode feature, you can also set up your account, start repricing without Repricer Express ever touching your Amazon account. This is perfect for testing before going live. I'm also happy to confirm that Repricer Express doesn't employ a race to the bottom strategy, and with our system, your prices can rise as well as fall. So let's take a quick look now at a bit of Repricer Express itself. This is the Repricer Express dashboard, the first thing you'll see when you log in. So when you log in, you'll see this dashboard, which will give you a good idea of what repricing is happening, any new products that have been downloaded, and how they're all repricing. Using the charts, you can see at a glance how you're doing, and then you can also use the filter options here to visit more detailed information on the My Inventory screen. So if you take a look there, you see you've got a central chart which gives you a bit of information on the most important elements there. You can see they're all pretty static on this account, but what might happen is if you change a rule, it might jut up or down on one of these, and you'll know then you've made an impact, positive or negative, so you can react quickly to that. A pie chart also gives you an idea of where all of your products are repricing, and then on the bottom section, you can see more detailed information by channel, including the number of buy boxes you have, what products you're in the top 20 for, any products you're not repricing, etc. This here is the My Inventory screen. Each product you can see will give you a wealth of data from your current pricing status to competitor price ranges. If you have the buy box, we'll also let you know. Don't want to reprice a product for a while? You can turn it off and always turn it back on when you're ready. With our search and filter features, you can also drill down the products down to what products you want to view and review. So if you take a look here, you can see the first section on the left-hand side includes your Amazon data, including your stock information, which we update throughout the day, just to give you an idea of where you're sitting. The next section is your Repricer Express specific information, your repricing rule and min and max prices, and then finally how your product is priced. So you've got your competitor information, your own price, your position, as well as the buy box price if you've got it, and the ability to turn repricing on and off. Drilling down deeper to the product level, you can also see this vital data across marketplaces. We offer you the ability to set a minimum and max that is competitive for each product, making sure that you never sell at a loss. You can use this screen, a screen like it, or our bulk import features to set these min-maxes for your account. You can also get a picture of your listing, your price compared to your competitors, and more importantly, where the buy box is priced. So you can see in this example, the lowest seller is quite low, while the buy box price is still quite high, reiterating what we were earlier discussing, that being the lowest price doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get that buy box. So, what are these repricing rules and how do they work? Well, first, you identify your competition. Repricer Express allows you to compete differently with different types of sellers, such as Amazon, FBA sellers, and standard MFN sellers. Then you set your strategy. How do you want to compete with them? Do you want to beat them, match them, price above them, or completely ignore them? You can also set to beat, match, etc. by a set value and also a percentage to give you complete control. Remember earlier we mentioned featured sellers are eligible for the buy box? Well, you can even ignore non-featured sellers to avoid competing with new or weak sellers. Want to be more specific about who you want to ignore? No problem. You can ignore sellers based on condition, feedback rating, feedback percentage, location, dispatch time, and even specific sellers by name. Protecting your margin is important. What's the point of a repricing tool if all your products sell at a loss? For this reason, all of your products must have a minimum and maximum price to reprice. This will stop you selling your products too cheap or them going to silly high levels where no one will ever buy them. I'm sure we've all seen at least one product on Amazon where you have a DVD selling at thousands of pounds. You can also use our sleep mode feature to turn off repricing at night and force your prices to go to maximum. When your price raises to its maximum price, your competitors will often follow you up, meaning the next day when you turn repricing back on, you're starting at a higher level and everyone's making a bit more money. So at this point, I'm sure you're all thinking, great, how do I sign up? No? You want to hear about the special offer first? Oh well, if you insist, we'll talk about that first. So if you're interested in giving Repricer Express and repricing a go, you can try it out for 15 days with our free trial. No credit card required. Just for you guys, we have a promo code STARTUP25. Use this when signing up to get 25% off your first month's bill if you decide to stay with us after the trial. We're also running a contest currently for 6 months free Repricer Express. And as an added bonus, anyone who signs up with Startup 25 before October 15th will also be entered into this draw. You're under no obligations, there are no long-term contracts and no commitments, so what's to stop you giving it a go? So really, thanks for joining us, everyone, for this quick discussion about repricing and also Repricer Express. But before you go, we want to take a look at a few of those questions. So if you bear with me just a moment, I'll have a word with the guys and see what we've got.
Awesome. Yeah, that was great, Colin. Sorry about that.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, sorry, our mic's turned off. But yeah, so I mean, we had a few questions here, but it seems like Seamus really hit most of them. Yeah, I guess guys, take advantage of this. You know, if you have any questions about the repricing strategy, Repricer Express itself, any of their tools, the Seller Express tools, pop them in the question box now. So, and then yeah, I have a few questions for you here. So first of all, is there any way of trying this out without affecting live listings? A lot of people here have listings up already. You know, should we be worried about trying something out without fully understanding how it all works?
Well, that's one of the reasons we have that safe mode feature that we mentioned earlier. We specifically built that with this in mind. So what it allows you to do is you import your listings from Amazon initially. You set up your rules, you set your min-max prices, system, but you never touch Amazon. We set it up so the repricing process all works without us uploading anything to Amazon at all. So you can let it run 6 hours, 12 hours, a couple of days, look in at the system, see the prices we would give your products without them ever going to Amazon. And only then, whenever you're happy, we can then upload them to Amazon. So just think of it as a safe way of testing the system without ever impacting your live listings. Even if you have 2, 5, 1 million, you can reprice in the system without us touching Amazon.
Great, thank you, Colin. Brian Fuller says, you mentioned that you reprice 75 million products per day. How does the service deal with 2 customers that are using the same service? Does that ever conflict?
It's something that it does happen, and you can imagine that with several thousand customers, you will have time to time when 2 different customers will both be on the same product and potentially competing with each other. Now, it really does depend on the rules and how they want to reprice. Now, if you've got a situation where they've been focusing on improving their account, getting themselves in a good position to get the buy box, you aren't necessarily looking at a position where set prices are going down. They could be competing and keeping their prices relatively static. But it's the same with dealing with Repricer Express or another repricing tool. It can happen where prices can decrease a bit until somebody kicks off maybe their sleep mode feature, and then they go up to max again and bring them down. It really does depend on the rules specifically, but they're both repricing with the system. They're both using the same features, and they're both using the rules to their design the way they want them to.
Great. Now, does this product, is there any protection against, pricing a product too low?
Yes, what we've done is we've specifically built in minimum and maximum prices into the application. This way, you can set for every single product that I don't want product A to sell for less than $10. That way you can make sure that you'll never make less than $10 on it. It doesn't mean you're going to sell it for $10, just that your pricing rules can put it that low if they need to come to secure the buy box, to secure the cheapest seller position. What Amazon have also done is they've added their own protections in this regard, their own minimum and maximum prices to the Amazon platform. So what you can have, you've got two layers of defense there. You've got the Seller Express minimum and maximum, and then another one on Amazon. So if anything happens and an upload of something a little lower than it should be ever comes even through us, Amazon will then stop it and vice versa. So there's a dual layer protection there that should always protect the customer's products from ever selling too low.
So next question I have here says, I have a lot of listings and I don't want to reprice those at all. Can I remove those from your software? Can I be selective about where the repricer reprices?
Yeah, that's no problem at all. What Repricer Express will do initially is it'll download all your listings from Amazon, and then if you want to reprice them, you can or not. I mentioned that the minimum and maximum prices are required, so until you enter those, the product will never reprice. We also allow you to turn off repricing. It's so that you saw on one of those, the screens, so the My Inventory screen, there's a clear switch there. They just click it and it turns off repricing. Likewise, they can do that via an import. By doing that, they can choose what to reprice and what not to reprice. They do stay in the system currently, so they can turn them back on, but what we are looking at doing in the next few weeks potentially, or the next couple of months, is adding in the option to delete listings from the system as well. So if there's something you'll never want to reprice ever, you can hit the delete button, make it disappear from the system, and that way we'll never touch it. Though of course we'll have a mechanism there that they can bring it back in if they choose.
And what's your monthly subscription fee?
The subscription fees do depend. They're based on the total SKUs you want to reprice. Our base package is up to 2,500 SKUs, and that's repricing all the time. So it's not 2,500 changes. It's 2,500 SKUs constantly being repriced for you, and that starts at $45 a month. With that startup 25 promo code, though, that can come down to $33.75 for the first month, but then it's $45 beyond that. But something to bear in mind as well is that this is a flat rate. We don't charge any commissions, any setup fees, any support fees. What you're paying is what you're paying, and that's it, and that's how we like to roll. It does cost more for additional SKUs, but the price increase is limited. So for example, 5,000 SKUs is $60. So you're talking about an extra $15 to double your SKUs.
And here's our last question. If anybody has any other questions for Colin or the Repricer team, just go ahead and throw them in the question box. So what is the average increase in your sales with this?
Oh, that's the question that always comes up, isn't it? And it makes perfect sense, because that's the whole point of the system. It's to save you time, yes, but at core, you want to increase your profit and increase your sales. Well, it's difficult to say because everyone's different, everyone's rules are different, and how they compete is different. However, what we've found is that it varies between 20 and 150% normally, depending on how you want to do it. But you have to also bear in mind there's an increase in profit in there as well, not just the increase in sales, though we have had customers who've gone as far as and told us about up to 400% increases in sales. It's also worth bearing in mind that our support team will also help you with this. So if you are looking for advice, getting started on what strategies and how you want to do it, they just need to get in touch with us as well, and our team will also give them some advice based on their Amazon account and their settings.
Oh, that's great, Colin. Thank you. Brian has another question for you. He says, do they have any tutorials or online community where customers can get some better examples and ideas?
Well, at the moment, we don't have an active community in that regard. We do have online tutorials, videos on the system, as well as an active help center on our website and YouTube accounts. You can see there on the screen at the moment, repricerexpress.com, and that also includes a link out to the YouTube account. As I said, we don't really have an online community to discuss that. There are a number online that could potentially do that, but more importantly, we do have a blog with seller advice on the site as well, which can be helpful, and our support team will also be able to offer advice to anyone who wants to give it a go and get an account.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, unless anybody else has another question, go ahead and put it in the question box. We are just about wrapped up here. Is there anything that you would like to add, Colin? Any kind of final words?
Yeah, just to say thanks for joining us today. It's been a blast. And as I said, guys, it's a big thing. I understand. I mean, pricing is very important. We've worked hard to make sure there's protections in there, but the thing to bear in mind, you've got a 15-day free trial there. You've got the safe mode feature, so we never actually have to touch your Amazon listings. There's really no risk in giving it a shot. So what's there to lose? Go ahead, give it a try, and get in touch. Let me know, let the team know how you found it, and because we're always looking to improve the system as well. So thanks for joining, and it's been a blast being here.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. Like Colin said, no risk at all to give it a go and see if it does increase your sales, and then keep going with it. If so, it's just one more tool for your toolbox to get those listings seen and products sold.